Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel for this Tuesday morning, afternoon or evening across the world where you may be at. And today I want to talk about a positive taxi cab experience I had on Friday the 10th of November in the evening. So I got a taxi back from my local Elvis tribute, and I got talking to the taxi driver, who was a very, very caring, compassionate guy. Basically got talking, and he asked me what did I do for a job, etc. And I told him that I was an autism speaker, campaigner, advocate in the local area. And he basically asked me some really good questions and made me feel really special. We were talking about how to communicate with autistic individuals, and he also said that he'd previously picked me up from my home address, which I hadn't realised. And he was like, oh yeah, I know that you said about having a YouTube channel and everything like that. So I was really impressed with how he looked after me, considering that I'd had a bit of a problem inside the concert with someone, and I explained the situation to him. He's like, so how did you deal with it? And I told him, I came outside to call the cab, and I was feeling a bit flustered and a bit hot and bothered, and he managed to kind of calm me down and talk to me. And he was like, so what do you do to, help yourself calm down? Like, what's the way that do you want to communicate with me? Do you not want me to talk to you? And he basically asked me the questions which were really relevant to how I was feeling at the time. And he really understood my wishes, and he understood that my communication may have been off. He understood that I may feel a bit anxious and wary about talking with him, and he really gave me the room to breathe and understand and talk to him about my YouTube channel, which helped to calm me down immensely. He actually talked to me on a level that was me being an adult rather than talking to me like a child, which I think helped the discussion as all the way home. We literally talked non-stop, like the whole 10-minute ride home. And it was just a really nice discussion. We really got some points put together, and he really understood what my autism is, and was really friendly about it, and told me that he wished me well on my YouTube channel. And he was just really thoughtful, supportive, and really seemed to want to talk to me, and made the journey a lot more less anxiety provoking for me, and made it so that I didn't feel so anxious travelling in the back of the car as the passenger. And just really made it important for me to talk to him, and we just had a really nice talk. He was really patient and kind, and I understand he also told me that he already had taken some autistic clients to school earlier that morning, and had told me that some of them do talk, some of them don't, and I explained why. Some of them may be non-verbal, some of them are verbal but limited language. He's like, oh, I didn't understand that, and now you've given me a new aspect to think about. And so I kind of educated him on some of the clients who he had taken to school earlier that day, and he didn't realise that autism was a spectrum. He didn't realise that, there are some people who are different and communicate differently with different levels, etc. So it was just a really nice experience to travel in a public taxi and actually be understood and respected, and have my dignity respected and my voice valued. And yeah, it was just a really nice way of travelling in a taxi, and I would encourage any other autistic person or people with disabilities to travel in a public taxi. It's safe, it's direct, the drivers are licensed, so make sure that obviously you travel with a licensed driver or a licensed firm, because the company that I use are licensed. They're the local taxi firm. They're the cheapest and quickest taxi firm to usually go with. That's why I use them a lot, because they are direct. They take me to places that I need to get to, like if I go to my mum's or to an Elvis concert or to see my sister or stuff like that. It's nice to be able to travel in a taxi. So I just really want to speak out on this and say, autistic people with disabilities may use public taxis, cabs to get places because they feel safe, they feel less anxiety provoked, they feel less overwhelmed and less overstimulated. And I definitely found that for myself, that I found that I was less overstimulated, I was less anxious, I felt less stressed out being in the back of the cab rather than being on the public bus, where usually I travel with headphones and that anyway. But it was just really nice to have that discussion with the guy, and he really understood what autism was, and he was just really kind to me and wished me a good evening, and asked me did I enjoy myself at the concert. I was like, yeah, I did enjoy myself. I always enjoy myself, so that was good. And yeah, it just made me feel like autistic people shouldn't be afraid to travel in public cabs, public taxis, and make sure obviously that you do trust a licensed driver or licensed firm, And you know, especially in the UK where I am, there is many taxi firms, taxi cabs that offer the same service as my local taxi cab company. So there is many different choices out there depending on where you are in the UK. I'm sure that's the same in the US. There must be many taxi cabs, taxi fares that you can get, obviously licensed and whatnot, so that you can trust them. But yeah, I just want to speak out on this and encourage people with disabilities, mental health issues, to travel on public taxis, and to feel that they don't have to be worried about it, and that they give the option to talk or not to talk. And you know, I made him aware that I had an autism alert card on me just in case something happened, and you know, he respected that, and he had no idea there was a autism alert card system. So yeah, it was just a really good way of interacting with the taxi driver, and made me feel safe and secure. And you know, he made sure that I was able to get in, like he was in the driveway, and he made sure that I walked through the communal door to get home. So I felt really like he cared about my welfare and my safety. So yeah, I just want to make this quick little video. I hope this has helped to explain and lessen the fears and stigmas with travelling in public or private taxi cab fare companies. And I'll see you on the next one, guys. Bye!